Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. This is a video about knowing your limitations and about honesty. And the first thing I want to do is to thank every single one of you from the bottom of my heart who supported me on my recent attempt to complete the Camino de Santiago on the hard route. And to report back to you, I got back about, I suppose, 6 months ago now. I've been trying to recover. I'm not fully recovered yet, but trying to recover. What actually happened was I got 7 days of Santiago. I was on the road for 33 days, I think. What actually happened, the reason I didn't complete the Camino, and I intend to complete it in April, I tend to go back on a slightly different route to finish it off. On reflection, what I actually did, because I actually gave everything to this, and it was a massive disappointment not to be able to complete it. But there was a point about sort of 200 or 300 miles off on the Via de la Plata, which is the longest route anyway, where you had a choice. The road forked, if you like. You could go right in this. It was in one village. I forget the name of the village now. Montebuie, I think. You could go right onto the Camino de France, which is the route everybody takes, and it's a route that, on reflection, would have been much more achievable for me, and I could have made it, no problem, I don't think. But I chose the Camino de Senabre, the route which traditionally is the hardest mountainous route, and long, through the hills. What actually happened was, and actually just to describe those two routes, I met a pilgrim who was an experienced, well, a lot younger than me, in his 30s, much more experienced than me at what he was doing. And he described the difference between those two routes as the Camino de France for the regular army and the Senabre for the SAS. And I wish I'd known that before attempting. So what actually happened was, it was fine. I set off. I was suffering a bit. My feet were bad, and my back and my hip, but I was able to sort of push through that initially. Then the weather closed in, and on reflection, my gear, if I'd have took the Francais route, my gear would have been sufficient. But on the Senabre, it was -4, -5 during the day, snowing, -8, -10 at night. And I just didn't have the cold weather gear which was suitable for it. That was the first problem. The albergues, which the hostels, a lot of them were shut, and the ones that were open didn't have any heating or kitchen, which I wasn't prepared for again. And then, because it was so mountainous and treacherous, there were a couple of periods when I really did fear for my life. And at the point when I decided to turn round, I hadn't eaten properly, anything that was sufficient for nutrition for 2 days. I was frozen to the bone. My feet were in absolute tatters. They were agony. My back, my hip, everything was bad, and I was exhausted. But only 7 days away, and I had a decision to make, and I never felt as close to death. There was a point the day before that where I was walking, felt dizzy, and actually fell and lost sort of 15 or 20 minutes where I can't remember anything. And then it was a massive effort to literally stagger to the next stop, where I spent 2 days deciding what I was going to do. And I'm just being honest about it, because I could have come on here and said, yeah, I did it and all the rest of it. And I will do it. I'll go back in April and finish it on the Camino Francais, so that I have completed the route for all those of you who supported me, and for myself. And that's about honesty. And this all reflects on recovery as well, because it's being honest to yourself and being honest to other people that is vitally important in recovery. And also knowing your limitations as well. You know, pushing that bit too far where you're out of control, if you like, of the situation, that can lead you down some deep, dark paths. And I was heading down those paths. And fortunately, and thanks to the support of my family, obviously, because I was in a situation where I was that it was literally in Galicia, in a little shanty village. I had no idea how to get home, and one of my daughters stepped in. There was no Wi-Fi, but fortunately I had a signal on my phone, and we managed to plot a route home from that point. It involved me bribing someone to give me a lift from that village. So I didn't even know this person, but a local man who very kindly gave me a lift to a point, Pueblo de Sanabria, where I was able to get a coach, which took me to Madrid. It was a long journey, and from Madrid I was able to navigate home from to Malaga, and then from Malaga to my own home here. And I collapsed. When I got back here, I've collapsed. So I've spent the last sort of 6 or 7 days recovering, and now I feel strong enough again. I'm full of nutrition again, and practicing all the things that keep me healthy and keep me sane. And thanks to the love of my family. And just once again, I want to thank you all who've supported me and encouraged me along the way. And I gave it 100%. I gave it everything I had. And I think if I'd given it any more, then, you know, I would have either died, and that's not exaggerating, or ended up in hospital for a period of time. And I just couldn't go on. Anyway, just to let you know that I'll be continuing from next week, making weekly videos back onto recovery again, which is the purpose of this channel, and sharing some of the lessons I've learned on this trip with you. And there have been many lessons I've learned about myself and about other people. So thank you once again. Carpe Diem. Remember, you can do anything if you set your mind to it. You can believe in yourself. And I'm proud of what I achieved. And, you know, I gave 100%, and that's all you can give. You know, I've got a motto that's tattooed on me: always my best. And it was my best. And, you know, and that was good enough in my mind at that point in my life. I couldn't have given any more. So thank you once again. Much love to you all. Take care of yourselves and stay strong. Bye-bye.